Yep, yep, yep. Y'all already know. Y'all already know who it is, man. It's King Ade with the Wizard Review. And I'm not gonna front, man. I'm not gonna front. I feel the opposite of how I felt coming into the game last game. Last game, I thought I was gonna be coming into the game. Coming after the game to the show, feeling really good, a win against a team we should beat. I didn't think that it was going to be, a terrible loss. I didn't even anticipate it. I wasn't even ready for it. I just thought we were just going to get an automatic win. But we got the L against a terrible L against a team we should have beat. You know what I'm saying? So coming into this game, I had a total opposite approach to what I expected. You know what I'm saying? We've been having problems with the Sixers. We lost the last 6 straight against them. They've been dominating us, and Embiid been making us look crazy. So, and then we just came off a bad loss. So I didn't know I didn't know what to expect as far as, the energy level, the focus level. I didn't know what to expect. But I didn't expect us to get a win because the Sixers have been playing so well. And B especially has been playing so well, and we came off a bad loss. So my hopes weren't too high. I'm not gonna lie. If you watched my last live stream, you would have saw my hopes weren't too high at all about this game. But to my surprise, to my joy, we got the win, man. And when it wasn't even close, and the win there was so many good things about this win, man. So many things. So many revelations, so many things to talk about. I don't know where to start as in regards to the good things that we did. But I have time to think about that because we're going to start with the things I disliked because we got the win. You know what I mean? So we got to get what we disliked out the way because it wasn't a perfect game. There's never a perfect game. But it was a great game, a great win. And let's just get right into it, man. So off jump. Thing I didn't like, man, of course, man, Embiid, man. Although we got the win, Embiid is still Embiid, and Embiid still overall was a monster, man. He was a monster tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? How many points did he have? Hold on, let me check that out. Let me check that out. 32, 8 points. You know what I mean? But he had 4 turnovers, man. We forced turnovers. So although he still had his 30-point game, he was not nearly as effective as he has been in previous games against us, man. So, but I still didn't like the fact that he got 30 points. He still was dominant. He still was Embiid. But he is Embiid, and that's just what he does, man. So I didn't like that. Also, man, there was a foul early in the first quarter where Embiid got called for charging, but Coach Doc Rivers called a challenge. And the refs overturned the call. Like that was a terrible call. That was a terrible overturn. It was clearly a charge. It was clearly the right call initially, but they wanted to overturn it. I guess, Doc Rivers, maybe his voice, I don't know what it was, but the refs were shook. I don't know what it was, you know what I'm saying? But that was a bad call to overturn it and give Embiid the foul, and Gafford, I think he got his 3rd foul when they did that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like that. But fortunately, we got that back later down in the game. You know what I'm saying? We got a call overturned on our end. So it all evened out at the end. But still, it was still a bad overturn. So I didn't like that. As I just mentioned, Gafford had 3 fouls in the first quarter. But, and this is the thing. Although he had 3 fouls in the first quarter, we have 3 centers. We have a full complement of players. This was the first game tonight where we had all our players. There were no inactives. No inactives tonight, man. A full complement of players, a full roster, and it looked every bit. It looked so sweet. It looks so sweet. I've been saying this. Our team is deep, and once we get all our players back, that's when we really want to see how we look. And tonight against the Sixers, a team we've had trouble with, to see the results of having a full complement of players, a full roster against a team like that and how we played, how we played as a team, coming off a bad loss. Oh man, it was so encouraging. It felt so good, man. So, I didn't like the fact Gafford got the 3 fouls, but it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? Niang for the Sixers, he came off the bench hitting some threes, but it wasn't really, again, in the grand scheme of the game and the final outcome, it had no effect. But I still didn't like the fact that the ball came off the bench and had a 3, hit a couple threes. I didn't like that, you know what I'm saying? Korkmaz, there were times in the game where he was just getting to the basket, same right hand, same getting to the basket the same way, but getting there too easily. But eventually we cut that out. We made adjustments, and that wasn't a problem as the game went on. You know what I'm saying? But I had him to call that out because he did it a couple times. You know what I'm saying? A couple times. It's one thing to score various ways, but to score the same way over and over again, I didn't like that, man. But again, in the grand scheme of things, it was not a problem. It was not an issue. It did nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't tripping, but I didn't like that. I like the fact Kispert was being aggressive again. You know what I'm saying? He got playing time. He got time. Matter of fact, and we're going to talk about this later. You know what I mean? It was a big discussion on the internet today, on Twitter especially, with how the game was going, how the rotations were going, and noticeably players weren't getting playing time tonight. You know what I'm saying? And it led to this big conversation about, possible trades and all this. In my opinion, an overreaction, but we're going to talk about that. But Kispert came in before Denny. You know what I'm saying? Kispert got in, one of the first players off the bench tonight. To me, that just shows what I've been seeing from Kispert throughout the season. Growth, development, smart IQ. From day one, his IQ was there. You know what I'm saying? But what I didn't like, though, man, was although he was being aggressive, he was missing too many shots, though. You know what I'm saying? But again, he started hitting those threes. He started doing what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? As the game went on, he just looks more comfortable out there, man. So I just definitely like what I saw from him tonight, man. You know what I mean? It was just a great look, Hold on. Yeah, so also, man. Okay, yeah. Okay, also what I like, man, was what I didn't like. My fault. We're on the what I didn't like part, because I just said I like Kispert's aggressiveness, but I disliked him still missing shots. But that's just gonna come. That's just part of the game. You know what I mean? Not a big deal. Again, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a big deal, man. We got the win. I also didn't like, man, the fact, man, after Holiday last game, he was one of the bright spots of a terrible loss. When he came in and he played all of the fourth quarter and played well, for him to not play until the end of the game tonight in garbage time, I just feel like, man, Holiday could get some of Neto's minutes. Now, I won't say I've been defending Neto, but I have been like, yo, man, some of y'all have been coming for him too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been playing better than what some of you guys on Twitter have been saying. But tonight, although Neto, he did play decent tonight, but there was turnovers that he had that were glaring. And at times I was starting to feel the way some of you fans have been feeling. But I did not like the fact that Holiday couldn't get any minutes. He could have got some of those Neto minutes. Neto is not that good that Holiday don't get no minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. No doubt about that. Neto is not that good that Holiday doesn't get any minutes, man. So I didn't like the fact that Holiday didn't get any minutes till garbage time. I didn't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Neto was in there too much, you know what I'm saying? And I think that Holiday deserves some minutes, man. We got players. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? They even played Beal at the point guard, which I'm not mad at because he's proven that he can play the point. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you want to spell Bradley Beal. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, he didn't have to expend too much energy. It was a team effort. Everybody, we had, 7 players in double figures tonight, I think? We had a lot of good things going on. Nobody scored over 20 points. 7 players in double figures. 19-point win. I mean, it was just a great overall game. You know what I'm saying? It was just a great overall game. So Beal didn't have to do as much tonight. But sometimes, some games we're going to need Beal to have 30 points a game. And he's going to need all the energy that he can muster. You know what I mean? So instead of playing him at the point, put Holiday in, play him off the ball, or even sit him down for a minute and let him get some rest. This is a long season. You know what I'm saying? So, again, man, just to see Holiday not get any minutes after playing well in the fourth quarter of last game when we played terrible as a team, man, come on, man. Reward good play. Reward good play, especially when that's one of our weaker positions, the point guard. Even though I still like our depth at the point guard position, our backup point guard, Neto, he's a decent backup, but he's not so good that Holiday don't get no minutes, man. Holiday has proven that he deserves some minutes, man. So, yeah, so I didn't like that. Although we played well all through the game, that we controlled the game throughout the game. You know what I'm saying? In the first half, we controlled the game. But I felt that as well as we played, we only went into halftime up 6. You know what I mean? So to see that, I felt that the way we played, the way it felt, we should have been up more than 6 points. But hey, man, we were still up. I'm just nitpicking right now. You know what I'm saying? We got the win. You know what I'm saying? But I am nitpicking. We should have been up more than 6 points at the end of the first half. You know what I'm saying? Towards the end of the third quarter, I felt that Dinwiddie and Harrell made some boneheaded plays. Dinwiddie, I know he was going for the 2-for-1, but he forced a 3 that I felt was a bad shot. And then Harrell tried to draw a charge, when there was like maybe 1 second left. A charge he didn't have to do. We didn't have any fouls to give. We let them get to the free throw line. It was overall a bad foul. That was a bad play of you know what I mean? That was one of Harrell's few bad plays. I mean, maybe the only bad play of the night, man. He played very well tonight, so I don't want to come for him. But that was just a bad play, you know what I'm saying? Just a bad foul. He knows better, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. Okay. And then, lastly, man, again, nitpicking, but I felt like Bradley Beal and Dinwiddie, they had a couple of bad turnovers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I look at the box score, Beal only had 2 turnovers. How many turnovers did Dinwiddie have? Dinwiddie had, they both only had 2 turnovers. They only had 4 turnovers. It just felt more because we were playing so well, and those turnovers were just bad turnovers. But when you look at the box score, I mean, 4 turnovers between 2 players, 2 lead guards. I mean, man, what am I saying, man? I'm just nitpicking right now. That's how good we played. You know what I'm saying? It felt worse than it was, man. 4 turnovers between 2 players, 2 lead ball handlers. Man, I have nothing else to complain about, man. That's all I dislike, man. That's all I dislike tonight, man. Oh, and the other thing I dislike, man. Why was there so many Philly? Oh, I know what it was. Philly fans came from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C., tried to take over the arena, Capital One Arena, thinking that it was just going to be another easy win. They came down here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing that many Philly fans in the crowd tonight. I didn't like, when they scored, I heard too many cheers. Too many cheers from a team that's not the home team. The team, the opponent. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But I did like, towards the end of the game wasn't over yet. It wasn't over, but there was a pan of the crowd, pan of the stands. And I just saw a lot of fans leaving. And they had Sixers gear on, Sixers jerseys, Sixers jackets, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I like that, man. I like that they got to get back in their cars and go back up 95 and back to Philadelphia where they need to be at. They don't need to be in the town. They do not need to be in the city. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like the fact that so many of them was there. But I like the fact that so many was sent back with an L. You know what I'm saying? When you get back to Philly, tell them how it felt. Tell them how the game went. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it amongst your Philly fans, Sixers fans. Tell them about the great trip you had to D.C. today. You know what I'm saying? And don't come back. Don't come back. Stay back home. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, let me keep talking about the things I like, man, because I didn't like that, and then I did like seeing them leave. They shouldn't have been so deep. That's the thing. That's why I'm doing this show, man. I'm trying to help, just get our fan base, because compared to some of the fan bases in the league, like New York Knicks, the Lakers, it's gonna be hard to even get to that level of fandom. I mean, those are legendary teams. You know what I mean? Boston's. You know what I mean? Even Sixers fans. You know what I'm saying? Those are legendary, strong fan bases. You know what I'm saying? You could just see the activity on Twitter compared to we have decent activity. I've seen other teams we play that have slower activity than us. But then I see teams like the Sixers, teams like the Knicks, teams like the Bulls, the Lakers. And then it makes me realize that we have a lot of work to do as Wizards fans to get the word out, to get the energy level up, to get the fandom up. You know what I'm saying? But we have a good team, and this is why I do this show, man, just to try to get us, to get our fan base on the level of those teams. You know what I'm saying? Because opposing teams shouldn't be able to come into our arena, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, come into our arenas and take over. We as DC fans, sports fans, we got to do a better job of not letting this happen. You know what I'm saying? It was disturbing. I don't like that at all. We have a good team. We're putting out a good, decent product this season. And we're only going to get better. We got a full complement of players. And to see another team's fan base come into our arena and try to take it over, we got to do better, man. But I'm happy the players on the floor handled the business that needed to be handled. Because ultimately, that's who's going to dictate our fan base and our fandom. You know what I'm saying? The players on the court. And they handled business tonight. So I did want to say something about that, man. I didn't like the fact that another team could come into our arena and try to take over. But we handled our business, sent them back home, and they don't need to come back. We need to fill those arenas up, man. So anyway, man, let's get to what I liked also, man. First thing I noticed, man, our energy to start the game was so good. I mean, the contrast from last game to this game, and I just feel that they had a chip on their shoulder. I feel that they felt embarrassed by losing to a team like Portland without Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, and they beat us handily. Like, we didn't have no control. The final score, we lost by 5, but if you watch the game from beginning to end, it was much worse than that. You know what I mean? So for us to come out with the energy that is needed, especially against a team that we've lost 6 straight games to, you know what I'm saying? It was just so encouraging just to see that, man. And like I said earlier, we had a full roster tonight, man. A full roster. No inactives. I mean, all the way down to Anthony Gill, our last man off the bench. You know what I'm saying? For Bradley Beal, our first player on the depth chart, to Anthony Gill, our last player off the bench. 1 through 13, everybody was available tonight, man. That is just to see the way we played with all our players available, this is what we've been hoping for. This is what the potential that we can, you know what I'm saying, that we can put together, all the different combinations, all the lineups. I mean, let me rephrase that. We didn't have Coach Unseld tonight, man. We didn't have Coach Unseld, man. But even the person that, I forgot the coach name. I apologize about that. But the assistant coach that took over from Coach Unseld tonight, the assistant coach that took over for Unseld when we played the Blazers on Saturday, he wasn't available tonight as well because of protocols. But yo, if we had the coach that was on the bench tonight on Saturday night, we might have won Saturday night's game too, man. I mean, the way we started, even before the game, he's doing the chest jumping, doing the shoulder bump with his players. I mean, yo, man, he set their energy. He set the tone. You know what I mean? And he had a big beard for y'all Philly fans. He had a big beard. You know what I'm saying? He had a big beard. So I should have known things were going to be good tonight. You know what I'm saying? We did what? Yo, man. We had everybody tonight, man, except Coach Unseld. But I know he was watching, and I know he liked what he saw tonight, man. But I love what I saw tonight, man. Also, man, immediately, as soon as Embiid touched the ball, double teams coming from everywhere. I mean, that's how you got to play him. And then to have 3 centers deep for 48 minutes, we get 6 fouls each. So the centers could give 18 fouls. Well, not 18. We don't want them all to foul out. You know what I'm saying? But y'all get what I'm saying. We have fouls to give, plus the double teams coming. Yo, again, he had 30 points, but he had 4 turnovers. He didn't have a double-double tonight, and he was frustrated throughout the night, man. Yo, if you saw the end of the game, there was a shot of him on the bench, and he had the ugly face, the I'm sick face, the I'm mad, this is BS face. Man, I love seeing that face on Embiid. You know what I mean? I love when he had that face. Not the face of him smiling and trolling. There was no trolling tonight. There was no trolling. No trolling. You know what I mean? No, the ref didn't see it. He's instigating. We react. The ref see us react and we get the tea. None of that was going on tonight. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but energy from Gafford. And that's what the next thing I was going to say I like, man. Thomas Bryant came in second tonight. Like, he usually is Gafford, then Harold. This is Bryant's second game back, and he already came off the bench right after Gafford, man. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that doesn't diminish what Harold brings to the table, but it just showed. What I felt was that it was a matchup thing tonight. You know what I'm saying? And overall, I just think with our depth, with all the players that we have, I think our lineups are going to change from game to game. Our rotations are going to change game to game. The first player off the bench tonight is not going to be the first player off the bench the next game. I mean, I just think it's going to, with the versatility that we have, I just feel like the coach can mix and match and do lineups. And that's why with what I was seeing on Twitter today with some players didn't play, so now all of a sudden it's about them being traded. I just felt there was a lot of overreacting by Wizards fans tonight. Man, it was just about matchups tonight, man. It was just about matchups. I mean, it's one thing if a player doesn't play well. I mean, a player doesn't play if the team is not playing well, we're losing, we're not playing defense. But if we're winning and a player that usually doesn't play, we're winning the game. We're winning. Is it about the win or is it about one of the players you like not playing? What is it about? Well, because to me, it's about the win. I don't care who's on the floor. I just want to win. If somebody don't play, then he don't play tonight, man. That's just what it is. That's what it is in the NBA, man. Other teams, they don't have the depth that we have from 1 to 13. They don't have that. They don't have the luxury to have Denny not play to the end of to garbage time. Other teams, he would be playing no matter what. We're deep. This is a gift. This is a good thing. Why are we on the internet complaining about somebody not playing when we're winning the game? Like he's all of a sudden now he's just out of the rotation because he didn't play one game. Cut it out, y'all. Cut it out. Y'all overreacting, man. You're overreacting. So anyway, Bryant came off the bench, man. Second off the bench after Gafford got 3 fouls, and he just continued that high energy, giving Embiid problems. And what I liked about Bryant that Gafford and Harold can't do is he can stretch the floor, forcing their center to have to respect the three-point shot. Even if Bryant doesn't make a 3, he still has the threat of hitting the 3, so you have to respect it. You can't play it all the way off, which gives more room for other players to cut to the basket, to get open, to just open up our offense, man. And so to see Embiid have to challenge the three-point line, because that's the thing with Embiid. He can hit the 3. So our centers are dragged out from the paint because we're playing a player like Embiid. Now that we have Thomas Bryant back, for him to be able to do that, man, it's great. You know what I'm saying? It's just a good look. You know what I mean? So I definitely like that, man. Great energy off the bench. Bryant hitting shots as soon as he gets in. Hit a big shot at the end of the first quarter, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just beautiful, right? And then hold up. Yeah. So, you know, he had a great game tonight, man. And then Harold, you know what I'm saying? That's how I know he's a professional. He usually, sometimes he started this season when Gafford wasn't available. He's usually coming off the bench after Gafford. Today, he came in, he was the third center off the bench. He could have easily played with no energy, played upset with a chip on his shoulder. No, not a chip on his shoulder. Played, some players sulk when they're not getting playing time or they're not with the rotation they usually are in the rotation. He could have came off and just gave a half-ass effort. But no, he gave the same Montrezl Harrell energy that we expect from him game in and game out. That just makes me even more excited. I mean, to have Gafford starting, the energy he brings, Thomas Bryant, the energy he brings off the bench, and then Montrezl Harrell, the energy he brings off the bench. That's a full 48 minutes of energy from the center position. I mean, what else can we ask for? That's another thing I was seeing on the internet, and maybe not tonight per se, but earlier in the season when Bryant wasn't available, and when people talking about when Bryant gets back, we're gonna have to trade a center. And no. We need a 3-center rotation, especially when we're playing big men like Embiid is really the center of all centers we got to worry about in the East. I mean, yeah, there's centers like Vucevic on the Bulls, and there's centers, good quality centers in the East. But the 3-man rotation, the 3-center rotation, that's for Joel Embiid, man. That's the type of rotation we got. And Andre Drummond. Let's not forget about them. I mean, they got Andre Drummond backing up Joel Embiid, man. We gotta have 3 centers. What are some of y'all talking about? We gotta trade one of the centers. Do you understand basketball? Do you understand matchups? Do you understand what we need to compete against the elite teams? No, we're not trading. We're not trading anybody. It's just gonna be some games. Some of the players are just not gonna play. That's just what it's gonna be. But trading? Man, we're not trading anybody, man. I love our depth. This is a gift. This is something we have, an advantage we have against many teams in the East come playoff time. That's why I'm hoping they don't shorten the bench too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Some games, we went 10 deep tonight. You know what I mean? Some games, when some players aren't going to play. That's cool. That's cool. But then when we need defense on the perimeter, we could throw Denny in there. Kispert might not play a game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's going to be a mix and match thing, man. But just to see that, I mean, it makes me so excited, man. So I definitely like what I saw. Harrell coming in, bringing that same energy. No matter if he's starting or he's the third center off the bench, he's still the same player. That's just a professional right there. So I like that. Bradley Beal scored the first 5 points of the game. Looked extremely comfortable out there. 11 points in the first quarter. 5 for 5 to start the game. And you know what the crazy thing is? He scored 13 points for the game. He set the tone. The rest of the team followed his lead. Like I said, 7 players in double figures, a thing I love. He only scored 13 tonight. He had 6 assists, 5 rebounds, only 2 turnovers. And one of the turnovers, he shouldn't have, it was a bad turnover. He played an A game, man. He played an A game. When the team is playing like this, you know what I'm saying? Dominating bench production tonight. And he doesn't have to score. He doesn't force anything. He just plays within the team. But when we need him to score, we know we got an elite scorer. I mean, Beal, man, he scored the first 5 for 5 to start the game. 11 points in the 11 of his 13 points in the first quarter. He set the tone, man. He set the tone. You know what I mean? So I love what I saw from him tonight, man. The team as a whole, man, we were taking the ball to the hoop, forcing, playing downhill. I love what I saw. I love that, you know what I'm saying? Kuzma, man. Kyle Kuzma, man. He just puts a smile on my face, man, because he knows his role. He's our second go-to scorer. You know what I'm saying? He's our second go-to scorer, which is another reason why Bill could take it. I won't say take it easy, but the scoring load is not all on him. He knows he has Kyle Kuzma. He knows he has Dinwiddie, which another thing I liked tonight. Dinwiddie, I felt played well. You know what I'm saying? I felt he played well. both Bill and Dinwiddie. No, Bill and Caldwell Pope were plus 20 tonight on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Dinwiddie had, he didn't score double figures tonight, but he had 7 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds with only 2 turnovers. I mean, again, man, like some people be like, see, he didn't play well. No, the game that I saw, Dinwiddie controlling the pace, not turning the ball over, taking the shots when he was open. Yeah, he didn't hit from the field, but we have a deep team. Sometimes he's not going to have to score. But as long as he controls the pace of the game, gets the wide open players the shots that they need to take, and he did that tonight. He played an excellent game. Him and Bill only scored between them, 20 points between them. But they were both a plus, like I said, Bill a plus 20 on the floor. Dinwiddie a plus 7 on the floor tonight. Overall, man, they played a great game, man. Overall, the team played a great game. I mean, I'm so still gassed up about it. You know what I'm saying? But if Dinwiddie plays like this, Bill plays like this, low turnovers, getting the other players involved, the team, 8 players in double figures, they might not score. Dinwiddie wasn't one of the players in double figures tonight. The only starter, was he the only starter? Again, there's so much went down. Hold on. No, Gafford wasn't in double figures as well. You know what I'm saying? But, so that makes it even more crazy that we had 7 players. Make sure, 7 players. Yeah, it makes it more crazy. We had 7 players in double figures tonight. Of the 7, 3 of them were starters. That means 4 players off the bench scored double figures tonight. This is a formula for success. This is a formula for success, man. So I love what I saw, man. But getting back to Kyle Kuzma, man, a double-double, another double-double, 15 points, 16 rebounds, and to add some assists to it. Didn't turn the ball over. He had 5 turnovers last game. He didn't have 5 turnovers this game. He had an A game. See, that's an A right there. See, that's an A game. 15, 16, and 4 assists, 2 turnovers. I mean, and just being downhill, forcing the action, getting the rebound, and going straight, dribbling the ball straight to the post, forcing the opponent to close, and then he gets get the assist for the wide open shot, man. Drawing fouls, getting offensive and defensive rebounds, even blocking shots. I mean, he did it all tonight, man. Kyle Kuzma is becoming an MVP. I mean, early in the season, it was Montrez. Then Bradley Beal had his stretch. Kuzma got it. I mean, there's so many players contributing to the Wizards. And this is the first game where we had a full complement of players, man. So just everything is coming together at the right time. A little bit past the halfway point, things are gelling. Things are coming together, man. We haven't even reached All-Star break yet, and we're getting it together, man. So, again, man, Kyle Kuzma, man, he's becoming a fan favorite. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. I'm just loving what I'm seeing from this team. I'm just so hyped right now. I'm just so hyped. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. Speaking of assists, the ball movement tonight for the team throughout the game. Some of the assists were just so sweet. Some of the cutting to the basket, getting the wide open dunks, seeing the court, passing up a good shot for a great shot. I mean, this is the type of stuff, the hockey assists, all of this. Tonight was the best game I feel we played all season, considering the opponent, considering all the players that we had, everybody working together, everybody making the right play. Oh, man. I mean, our ball movement was magnificent tonight. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful, man. We forced turnovers. We got Embiid. He had 4 turnovers, but we were forcing turnovers as well. The defensive intensity was how it looked when the season started, our first 13 games. You know what I mean? This game felt like the games of the beginning of the season. Just great energy, great, you know what I'm saying? Just great everything, man. So, again, man, we forced turnovers, and we didn't turn the ball over that much tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Relatively speaking. Again, when I was talking about the things I disliked, and I said Dinwiddie and Beal had some bad turnovers, and it felt more than it was until I looked at the box score and saw they only turned the ball over 4 times between them. I mean, again, man. Yo, low turnovers, forcing turnovers, high assists, multiple players, 5+ players in double figures. All of this happened tonight against a quality team. It just leads to success, man. This is the blueprint. Tonight was the blueprint. You know what I mean? Tonight was the blueprint of how we need to win games. You know what I'm saying? So I like what I saw, man. Again, man, tonight I felt was the best first quarter of the season, team-wide. You know what I mean? Just everything flowing, everything working together. The defense that we were playing on Embiid, off jump, throwing the double team at him, forcing other players on the Sixers to hit shots. And somehow Seth Curry, we were able to double team Embiid semi-effectively. He still had 30 points, but semi-effectively. But at the same time, Seth Curry didn't get any 3-point shots off until the third quarter. I mean, this was a magnificent win on both ends of the floor, man. I gotta mention Rui. Rui, he didn't score double figures, but he's hit some big. He started to look like Rui again. No, he did score double figures. What am I talking about? My fault. He scored 11 tonight. You know what I'm saying? He had 5 rebounds, but he was hitting that signature mid-range that we're so used to him hitting. You know what I mean? He was rusty the first couple games of him coming back, but tonight he was just hitting that shot, that free throw line shot, that mid-range. He was just hitting that shot consistently tonight, man. Getting rebounds, playing physical, getting to the hole, getting to the free throw line. I mean, he looked like Rui, man. He only gave us 11, and that's all we needed from him. We're so deep. I mean, we're so deep, man. So I had to shout out Rui, just looking like he's getting his legs back, along with Thomas Bryant. You know what I mean? He looked good out there tonight, man. Kispert looked good out there tonight, man, coming off the bench, man. Looked great. KCP looked great, hitting threes, When KCP is hitting threes, he wasn't dribbling too much tonight. You know what I'm saying? Moving the ball, getting to wide open spots and hitting those threes, getting those signature steals that he gets. You know what I'm saying? This is the KCP we like. Not the dribbler KCP, not the one that's bricking, but the one that's getting rid of the ball, finding an open spot, spotting up and hitting the three. That's what he gave us tonight. So I definitely like what I saw from him. We took a double-digit lead in the second quarter, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't look back. I mean, I think they came within single digits a few times. Like I said, they closed the quarter down 6, you know what I'm saying? But especially in the fourth quarter when we really took control of the game, man. We took control of the game to the point where we had Embiid on the bench with the ugly face, you know what I mean? No troll face, just a sick, I can't believe this face, you know what I'm saying? So that just lets me know we played really well tonight. We dominated in the paint, you know what I'm saying? I don't say we necessarily dominated, but we definitely, because again, they scored, Embiid on his own scored 30. Not all his points were in the paint. He hit some threes and all that, but we played well in the paint. I think we won the battle in the paint, but we did dominate bench points. That is no question about it. I mean, our bench has legitimate, Rui Hachimura was a starter, and Thomas Bryant, he was a starter. And quite frankly, if they keep playing well, they might end up being starters again, but then Gafford coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Man, whose spot would he take? He's not taking Kuzma's spot. I mean, he might. KCP, I don't think he's going to take his spot. So for Rui to be a bench player, I mean, that's a starter off the bench. You know what I mean? So, we dominated. Again, we showed our true potential tonight against a quality opponent. This showed our depth. Our bench should dominate bench points the rest of the season if we stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Our bench should always win the battle of the bench points. Always. We have starters coming off the bench. So I definitely like what I saw from our bench tonight, man. When we started the second half well, you know what I mean? Like I said, we should have been up even more going into halftime, but just to see us come out with the same intensity, the same energy that we had coming off the first quarter. Starting the first quarter to start the third quarter the same way was very encouraging, and I really like what I saw in regards to that. There was a stretch in the fourth quarter where the Sixers didn't score for 3+ minutes. Again, that just testament to our attention to detail on defense tonight, man. Making sure that Embiid, if Embiid plays well and scores, which he did, that's cool. But no one else going to beat us tonight. Tobias Harris had a terrible game. The Sixers fans on Twitter was on him tonight. You know what I'm saying? Seth Curry, I already mentioned it. He didn't get no shots off. Tyrese Maxey had a couple plays, but he wasn't really a factor. I mean, other than that, who else does the Sixers have? Who do they got? Who else do they have? You know what I'm saying? So I think we found a blueprint to how to beat the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got to beat them. A full complement of players on our end, 3 centers, that a full 48 minutes of energy from the center position, and making sure that no one else on their team beats us. That's the keys to beating the Sixers. And that's what we did tonight, and we got a resounding win, man. So I definitely like what I saw, man. Especially, like I said, they didn't score for 3 minutes, 3+ minutes stretch in the fourth quarter. We had a 25 run in the second half. I'm not sure if it was just the fourth quarter or it started in the third quarter and then bled into the fourth quarter. But we did have a 20-5 run on them that really essentially closed the game out. Had them waving the white flag, benching their starters early. Their bench warmers got some playing time. And then that's when Denny got in the game, you know what I'm saying? So everybody played except Bertans tonight, you know what I'm saying? So I like what I saw. And like I mentioned, oh man, I forgot to mention about Kyle Kuzma, man. It was almost blasphemy not to mention the dunk. Maybe the dunk of the year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why Embiid had the UGG face. It might not even been the fact that we were dominating throughout the game. Maybe he was just having flashbacks of Kuzma dunking on him, posterizing him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why he had the UGG face. But I cannot not mention that. You know what I'm saying? The highlight of the game. You know what I'm saying? Kuzma, man. And that leads to the last thing that I liked. And I already mentioned it a couple times. Just the UGG face Embiid had. I mean, it brought me so much pleasure. It brought me so much pleasure, man. So that's everything I liked, man. I think I summed up the reason why we won the game tonight. I mean, there's so many reasons. I think I summed it all up, man. So I just want to get back real quick to this rotation conversation that is beginning to brew on Twitter, man. And like I said, man, I think there was a lot of overreacting tonight. Denny didn't play. Yes, he didn't play until garbage time tonight. Yes, I saw that. I understand, how some fans is like, why he didn't play. But again, man, we have a deep team. We were winning the game. Why are we worried about a player not playing? You know what I'm saying? We have a deep team. Nobody's getting traded. There's going to be times where we're going to need Denny off the bench. He's going to come in before Kispert. This coaching staff, especially when Coach Unseld gets back, they are going to play a matchup game. There's going to be times where players are not going to play. Now, I'm happy that they showed that it's not always about the salary, because if it was the case, Bertans would have got playing time tonight. He did not play tonight. Now, there was some speculation that he's not healthy all the way. He could play. If he needed to play, he could have played. But some people are thinking that he's getting rest. You know what I mean? We all know that he's a liability on defense at times. You know what I'm saying? So it was good to see that he wasn't forced in the lineup because of the salary that he makes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, Holiday, he's not going to play, but I still feel that he needs to play at times. Neto needs to have a little bit less minutes. Holiday needs a little bit more minutes. And then, maybe, put Denny in at times. I'm not, saying that Denny shouldn't play, you know what I'm saying? But what I am saying is that at times, I'm going to keep saying that there's going to be times throughout the season, some of our people on the bench aren't going to play. Kispert is not going to play sometimes. Holiday is not going to play sometimes. Denny is not going to play sometimes. That's just what it's going to be. I mean, you can't bench Kuzma. You can't bench Hachimura. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You cannot bench those players. You know what I mean? So, but it's a good problem to have, man. This is a team game, and I'm just hoping that Denny, Holiday, Bertans, they just stay professional because when their number is called, they need to come in and produce, and I believe they will, man. But, man, all this trade talk, that needs to cease. We have a deep team, and that's our advantage over other teams in the East. You know what I mean? The ability to go 13 deep, even though we're not going to go 12, 13 deep. We're going to go 10 deep. But to even be able to go 10 deep, 10 quality deep. I mean, we could put our starting 5 on the bench, bring in a bench 5, and they're good enough to be a starting 5 as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not as good as our starting 5, but still a quality starting 5 to spell our starters at times. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a problem. All this trade talk, again, needs to cease. No player needs to be traded. There just has to be an understanding that there's going to be times where players are not going to play because of the depth of our team, which to me is a great asset to have. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that, man. And that's really all I have for y'all tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? I could talk about this game all night, man. But we need to bring the same effort and energy to the game we have on Wednesday against the Nets. Another Eastern Conference opponent on the top of the standing. You know what I'm saying? They don't have KD. So this should be a, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say this should be a win. They still got James Harden. They still got Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? So we're not going to just dismiss them because they don't got KD. But just what we showed tonight, I expect something similar. And I expect Denny to play more against the Nets because of their perimeter prowess. You know what I mean? With Harden, with Kyrie Irving. If all those that were upset that Denny didn't play tonight, if Denny doesn't play on Wednesday, I will be shocked because of what they have on the perimeter. I feel Kispert is going to play less on Wednesday night. Denny's going to play more. That is my prediction. And if that's what happens, then that's just going to reinforce my thoughts in regards to the rotation. No one's getting traded. Our depth is our strength. We don't have a top-heavy team. Like I said, Bradley Beal is a tier below. He's on the tier below the KDs, the Giannis, the LeBrons. You know what I'm saying? He's a great player, but he's not on their level. You know what I'm saying? But we have deeper teams than they do. You know what I mean? In my opinion. We have a deeper team than the Lakers. We got a deeper team than Brooklyn. We might, for me to say deeper than the Bucks, oh, that's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. You know what I mean? They're a deep team for real. You know what I mean? So, but y'all get my point, man. We're deep, man. We're deep. Real rap. So that's my prediction. Denny's going to play more against Brooklyn because of their perimeter players. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, that's all I got, man. If y'all like what y'all saw tonight, man, I would really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel at the Wizards Review on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. You can follow me, King Ade DMV, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and on NBA 2K22 on the Xbox Series X and S. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, I'm going to savor the rest of this evening. Just thinking about this great win. Looking forward to our game on Wednesday against the Nets. Hopefully we could continue this momentum, this great play that we saw tonight. And I believe that we're getting back to the fundamentals that we were showing earlier in the season, man. Having that full complement of players, being able to mix and match lineups, being able to make adjustments based on the personnel that they have on the floor, being able to have so much depth at each position is just exciting, man. So I'm just looking forward to see what we continue to build moving forward, man. So anyway, man, hope to see y'all next time. Take care. Have a good night. Peace.